I made a book. I made the book through blurb.com, and I designed it in InDesign with their templates, and it was pretty easy to do. And I just got it in the mail. I've already looked through the whole thing because I was excited to get my first book. This is the first one that I made, and it's 190 pages. But it was really cool figuring out like how to place pictures, and I really wanted to have something physical, which is something that I think we don't have that much anymore, is like physical photos, if you will. We always just look at on our phones. So yeah, this is really cool. This is for a dance company that I photographed, and I'll be photographing them again next year too, which is really cool. So when you first open it, we just have this blank color page. You can choose from, I think, 5 or so different colors. I'll pop it up now. If you design it in InDesign, it's a lot better, they say, for like quality, but then you also get the exact dimensions for the book size, because this binding is going to be a specific width, with it being 190 pages. So kind of doing it that way makes it just work out a lot better. So the first photo is the first photo that I took of them. It's the group photo for a rally. As you can see, she's cut off. Even when I try to look at it, just the binding slices right through the middle of her face and just squishes it in. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's also like a learning curve too. This is my first book, so kind of whatever, you just have to go with it. This is a 16 by 9. Oh, I should probably say what size this is. This is a 8 by 10 photo book. They also have different sizes too. And this is the hardcover, and it's that paper. I forget what it was exactly. Something neat though, speaking of paper, if you don't know what kind of paper route you want to go, you can buy a swatch kit. So I would really recommend buying this so you can look at all the different paper offerings that they have. So I would recommend getting this to see all their paper offers, because maybe you want to make like a little magazine. And yeah. So for the 16 by 9 photos, I didn't want to have to crop it in, so I wanted to keep that wideness. So I kept the same width as I did up here for these portraits here. And then for the full spread ones, it's just cropped off just a little bit, usually at the top, because I usually have more room there than at the bottom. And then same thing here, the binding just destroyed her face. Let's go on to another group photo. So this is a photo that I shot backstage of them, and it looks really good. This bleed doesn't look too bad, but still I would prefer to actually have her seen, because she's kind of hiding there. You have to like tilt the book to then see her there. So that's kind of a shame. But yeah, let me just show you kind of the print quality of a couple of these. I love the way that it looks, because it's just super contrasty. I love how it's just pure black and it's the full page. It's really impressive. I really like how my first book turned out. So I'm just gonna flip through a couple pages here just to kind of show you guys how they look. This one, oh my gosh, this one's really cool. Kind of sucks again, but it has to be centered because that's how it was framed. But yeah, just the dark blacks and then the highlights here, it just looks super cool. They have this like border system for the bleed and all of that stuff, and then they have the like picture kind of shifted to the right. You can see how there's more of a gap here, than here, and they've done that because of the bend, so it is more centered when the page, you know, is bent. Here's another 16 by 9, and the spine here looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bad. So this is probably shot at like ISO 5000, maybe 4000, and I mean, it is pretty grainy. It is hard to get a clear picture, but it's not bad. When it's printed out, like, and you put your face up to it, yeah, you can see the grain, but you're probably going to be looking at the book from about here. You're not going to be staring at it. You can see a little bit of noise going on here, but it's not horrible. And here's just a couple more from that same day, so you can see there's a lot of kind of grain going on there, but it doesn't look bad. And the color looks perfect, and they have good highlights and shadows. So the one problem that I have with this page, just the way that I kind of laid it out, was the spine goes right through her eye right there, which doesn't look the best. I don't think I would like if my face was cut off like that. Now I know, and now you know to worry about your spine. Other websites have lay flat options, but I think Blurb is just great for the price. So another 16 by 9. This is a blacklight rally. Yeah, I'm just going through the pages, showing you how it looks for the color and the contrast. I mean, if you edit your photos in Lightroom and you hold down the Alt key to see the black and the white clipping, it will print perfectly then, because all of these look perfect because I edited them correctly with having the nice bright highlights like in the hair there. So they turned out beautiful, how I intended them to look. Yeah, this one's really cool too because she's just soloed out there. The page break doesn't really make her arm like two separate things. It's nice and connected actually for once. So sometimes that's a hit and miss. If it's gonna go across a person's face, try and move your picture if you can. But see, like here, this is fine. This will work perfectly, and it lined up perfectly too. So kind of got lucky there. When I showed people it, they didn't really complain about that too much. That's me being really picky. I'm sure people will notice it, but it's not a deal breaker to them because they're like, oh, what a cool picture. Wow, this is so cool to see.
Ooh, that's beautiful with the pretty flowing type skirts.
So don't get too caught up in it, I guess. Just the contrast here, just the like nice highlights and just pitch black. And there is some detail here. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see their backdrop was all their like faces with the watercolor stuff. So yeah, there is a face right here, but you probably can't see it too well. And there's like a kind of darker square here. But just the colors, just this rich black, and then the blue and red colors there. So I think the print quality is pretty good. This is probably shot at ISO 4000. So for around $80, I'd say this is definitely worth it. If you haven't made a photo book, go ahead and do it. Blurb, they usually have multiple sales going on. They actually have one going on right now for 45% off of photo books. So definitely check them out. They make a great book. They have different offerings with a hardcover, soft cover, a magazine style, a wraparound cover. I know at Around Picks, they sell a lay flat style book, but this is cheaper and it's just as good. I know the spine was a problem for some of them, but I'd say for 190 pages, it's definitely worth the cost. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and all the links will be in the description as well. That'll be it for me, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.